What's up? What's happening? What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Anime Station, your source of anything and everything animation, including TV and movies. I am your host, Jackson Small. Welcome to yet another product review, the second one for Sonic the Hedgehog 3, in preparation for the trailer that will be dropping tomorrow. As you guys know, I did a full big Walmart hunt yesterday, and out of the 3 shadow things that I was looking for, I only found one of them. Unfortunately, it was not the 5-inch figure. But what it was something that I also really wanted. So this is going to complete a full set for me because I already have the other 3 of them from the previous movie. You know who I'm talking about, so let's not waste any more time. This is the Jakks Pacific 9-inch Sonic Movie 3 plush of the one, the only, Shadow the Hedgehog. This guy is just awesome, dude. Like, I love this plush already just so much. This is, believe it or not, my very first Shadow plush, and it's because anytime I try to get a Shadow plush, whether it be Tomy, whether it be GE, whether it be pretty much anybody, it always goes out of stock when I get the money, and then it goes up for exuberant prices online, because Shadow merch, for whatever reason, is just the most highly desired stuff in all of Sonic the Hedgehog, even more than Sonic himself, which is a little bit ridiculous. But yeah, for some reason Shadow merch is always super expensive and super hard to get, but thankfully this guy was the last one in the box at my Walmart trip, and he was the very first thing that I managed to find. So yep, this is going to be the final review of the day, and I'm ending it with what I consider my favorite of all the products. Yes, even more than that awesome 5-inch Sonic, because I am a massive fan of Shadow. For those of you that haven't seen my tier list video of all the characters from 2 years ago, Shadow is my favorite character in the entire series, and he is pretty much the number one reason that I am excited for Sonic 3, because he's finally going to be in the movie. This is his final movie design, and he's going to be voiced by none other than Keanu Reeves. So, should be pretty freaking cool. So, speaking of pretty freaking cool, how about we get into this plush? We're going to have a little less cutaways in this one because I can't obviously show like articulation or anything, because, well, this is a plush. So, instead, we're going to just do one take of, well, my basic introduction, which is basic and now finished. And now the second part of this one take, which is looking over every detail of this guy, because there is a lot of detail in this 9-inch plush, and honestly, he might be better than the 9-inch Knuckles. So let's go over it step by step here. So let's start with his eyes. As you can see, very nice red embroidery, including the little red parts around the ridges, and you can see his brow ridge a little bit, even though it's not as pronounced as some other Sonic plushies. He's got the correct darker muzzle fur color, which is darker than Sonic's, as you will see when I bring it out here. But what's interesting about this guy is the way they did his chest fur. It's actually like a separate piece. It's not like just stitched on there. It's a different separate piece, and it's like fuzzy, even fuzzier than the plush itself. You'll see what I mean when I show you the other ones. The other ones have a little bit of fluffiness, specifically the tails, but not to this extent. Like, this is really cool. They actually added like a feather-like touch to his chest fur, and it looks great. So anyway, going back to the head, you definitely got his nose. His nose is a little short, but it's about the same size, I believe, as Sonic's nose, so I'm willing to forgive it. He's got that grimace on his face, very fitting a Shadow. And then, of course, you have his ears, which are stitched pretty well. And then, of course, you have all his back spikes, which, as you can see, have the correct red detailing. Like, all the details are correct. They even added one extra spike, just like they did with movie Sonic. So, very, very cool. And they did a great job translating Shadow into movie form, because he's pretty much one for one exactly like his counterpart, with just the few little touches of texture, separated eyes, and one extra spike. Outside of that, he's pretty much the exact same as he is in the games, which, I mean, you can't get better than that design-wise. So moving down now to his arms, you can see that they have some nice detailing here too. You got his little red line on the back of his arm there. Then you have his gauntlet. I wish they made the gauntlet like a bigger piece like they did with the old SA2 Toy Island Shadow plush, but I know that's probably not going to happen ever again, so bummer there. But as you can see, it's two colors. It's black and red, as it should be. Then you have a nice gold around it to represent his inhibitor ring. And of course you have the stitching on the fist. It's about the same as the other ones. I was never really a fan of the fist plush stitching on these. So, yep, there's that. Moving down a bit, if I can get his hand out of the way. We have more red lines there. They're all done in a really nice reflective red embroidery, which actually, go back to the head for a second, because these spikes back here actually have an embroidered line around them. Like, they didn't have to do that extra detail, but they went that extra mile. Like, obviously the top one doesn't, but the back ones all have a nice red embroidery. That is really, really nice. So, yep, going down to his feet again. Once again, it's two colors as it should be. You have another inhibitor ring on both of these, and you have all this nice detail. Like, obviously, I wish it was like a actual formed shoe, but you know what? I can work with this. Not to mention, this isn't the premium plush. I bet you more than anything, we are going to get a premium plush of this guy, and his feet will be molded to look like his actual shoe shape, rather than this thing with just some details. But speaking of those details, I mean, again, exactly like it should be. It's pretty much exactly what you expect a Shadow. The backs are black, the top is white, you have nice details all around. The soles are red, as they should be. And then, of course, you have the air holes of his rocket shoes, which have great detailing. No embroidery, a little bit of a shame there, but there is a nice little bit of line work towards down the sides of each shoe. And, of course, you have that black strap. So, yeah. This is as perfect of a Shadow plush as you can get with movie Shadow. Then again, we don't have the trailer yet, because, Paramount be boneheads, but the trailer's coming out tomorrow, so we'll finally see Shadow and be able to actually do a comparison with his actual movie design, see how accurate this is to that design. But from what I can tell, it looks pretty accurate, and even inaccurate or not, it's still a phenomenal plush. Like, this guy looks fantastic. I'm already in love with this thing. Like, this is already one of my favorite plushes in my entire collection, and I own a lot of plushies. So, yeah, it is so cool to finally have a plush of the Ultimate Life Form for my collection. Not only that, it's movie Shadow, which makes it even better. So, yep. That is basically all we can say about aesthetic. I think besides tail? Yes, he does have his tail. He does have his tail and his little back spikes, so. But, yeah, that's pretty much all we can say about this guy, aesthetic-wise. He's great, he looks great, and he feels like a quality plush despite the $10 price tag. So, alright, let's move on to comparison. Alright guys, it's comparison time. If my TV would like to not play when I'm in the middle of a video. It's comparison time. As you can see, I had to get a little bit creative because I don't have another hand, so I'm just going to be holding Shadow out like this with my foot. So, please forgive this part being a bit amateur, but this is literally the best I can do. So, let's start with how he compares, of course, with Sonic. As you can see, Sonic is just a stitched circle. He doesn't have that fluff that Shadow has. And then the shoes are quite different. And then, look on the back of each, if I can grab them here. There we go. That's what they look like on the back. That's how they compare. They're the same height. This is how they look together. I think they look awesome together. I really hope they make 9 inches of Super Sonic and Super Shadow. Yes, we're getting Super Shadow. You can thank McDonald's for ruining that again. So, yep, that's how he looks with Sonic. I'm gonna put him back here. I'm just gonna put them back there because there's literally no room up here for this. So, get my foot back up here. Get the freaking cat hair off of it. Get Shadow back up. So, yep. And then next, we'll compare him with Tails. This is how he looks with Tails. Obviously not the right scale. This Tails should be smaller, but, I mean, he's not as tall, but I feel like Shadow should be a little bit taller, but that's how these two look together. Designs and all. Obviously, Tails has tails. And then there's like a little bit of chest fluff on Tails here, but it's very minuscule. It's hard to even tell. Whereas with Shadow, it's up front and in your face. So that's how he compares with Tails. And then next is the third and last of these plushies to compare him with. And that is what was originally my favorite one out of these movie plushes, and that is Knuckles. These two compared together, they look great. As you can see, Knuckles has a nice embroidery around his chest fur, whereas Shadow, it's just chest fur. Please excuse the cat hair on my foot. But that's how these guys look together. And then, just for funsies, I'm going to grab the tripod here because this next guy's big. Here's how he looks with the 13-inch premium Sonic. Yeah, obviously not accurate at all, but hopefully this guy will have a premium plush so this guy can have someone to actually fight with that's not the size of a mouse. But, yeah, that is pretty much all the comparison we can do, so I'm going to get him in a sitting position, probably on this chair, and I'll just hold the tripod. And I will get you the final verdict. Alright, so, my final thoughts on this Shadow plush. He's amazing. Like, for $10, this is probably one of the best looking Shadows I've ever seen. And more than likely, he is super accurate to his actual movie design. And he also looks great with all the Movie 2 plushes. And before you ask, no, I'm probably not getting any of the other Movie 3 plushes of these three, because I'm pretty sure they are the exact same. So, outside of that, they are all pretty much identical, and Shadow's the real one that stands out, and that's the one I wanted. But thankfully, this is the one that I did find there, even though, I did find Sonic and Tails. But yeah, all four of these guys look really good together, even though Tails is not a fan of that Tails plush. I might have to go to the Walmart again and see if that other one I was looking at is actually different. But besides that, they all look great together, especially these two. And Shadow's definitely my new favorite of the entire set. These all look great together. So, yeah, if you see this guy, by some rare chance, if Jupiter is eclipsing Saturn, definitely pick this guy up. He is awesome. For $10, you get an incredible plush for the price, with lots of detail, and he looks like Shadow. That's pretty much the best praise you can give it. He looks like Shadow. So, final verdict for Shadow is going to be a 10. I'm pretty sure that's the same verdict I gave to Knuckles. And these two really are the best of the set. And then I have Tails and Sonic pretty much just for completionism. So, yeah, that is pretty much all I have to say for this review. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more videos like this almost every single day. And until we meet again, have a fantastic day, and I'll see you in the next review. Take care. Also, get hyped because the trailer's coming out tomorrow!